Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal Channel. Okay, right, so today's video, we have been doing already a couple of videos this evening, and they've been Doomy, they've been EDM, IBM. I don't know, is that a PC? I don't know, it's something
IBM.
like that.
IBM.
An IBM PC
Intelligent
model.
Dance Music. IBM.
We're not doing that now. We're going to be doing some classic rock and roll. It is a band called the Rattlebacks, and the song is called Rattleback. A little brief explanation about what we have here is it's a new single for their UK rock and rollers, emerging rockers taking on the likes of Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, bands like The Darkness. To give you an idea, this song is off their upcoming EP called Kink, which comes out on the 17th of November. Any other information that we need to know? They're from Brighton. They've been going since 2021, so relatively new still. I think we should just go and check it out. There'll be no pausing, there'll be no talking. We'll share all our honest thoughts and feelings at the end. Let's go. Okay, let's throw it over to Andy first. Rattleback. Say what you want.
From the Rattlebacks.
from the Rattlebacks.
Yeah.
which are a band I have heard of. A sort of Facebook friend, you accept their request, and then shortly after they say, like this band, who I think there is a connection between this person and the band. Not really my style of music. I was surprised initially, Kirk, you probably identified, but the tuning seemed sort of low for this style of music. You just expected that particular riff to be sort of, I don't know, played sort of higher up the fretboard or in a higher tuning, more like standard tuning. So that was quite a surprise. Certainly a catchy and memorable chorus. I don't often hear these songs that we review, and initially be able to recall the chorus sort of immediately afterwards when we do the review. So that's a point, a plus point. You can remember the chorus and it's catchy and memorable. The location for the first part of the video was very strange. It seemed to be the alleyway between two buildings at rehearsal studios, didn't it? Which wasn't a particularly great idea. Though saying that, I did like the second location. The night shots with the burning barrels. That looked good. Musically, yeah, quite enjoyable. Competent musicians. I think the vocalist had a very narrow range though, and it was very monosyllabic and not a particularly great vocal performance. And if we were doing a review, I would put this down as not being a great example of this particular style of music, if I'm completely honest. So not many positives, I'm afraid, for me on that one.
Okay.
I did like the second location and the visuals of the night shots and the performance in front of the fire. That did actually look quite cool.
Okay. So I'm going to hope that with the video, they're going for a parody of 80s, I don't know, corny videos that were done at the time with like Kiss and stuff like that, where they'd bring out obviously we've got the reference of Guns N' Roses, but we've talked historically on this channel about some of the videos and we go, is this like being I don't know, weird, not weird, but is it trying to be almost comical in the playing up to it, or are they trying to be serious in it? Now I'm thinking because it's like they're being rockers and it's a rattlesnake, they're just trying to have a bit of fun with it. If that's the case, cool, no worries about the video. Done on a budget, you have to do that nowadays, so I'm okay with that. If they're trying to be kind of a serious performance, then I'd have an issue with that video. Video, yeah, I could take it or leave it, to be honest. I started closing my eyes during the video to just listen to the music and focus on that because I found the video a bit of a distraction from what potentially could have been a really good song. The chorus was very memorable, but it was memorable for me for the wrong reasons. It's just that it felt lazy. The lyrical writing on that was just it's a very obvious kind of vocal line to write. Take my soul, take me to the place where I can. And you're like, really? I mean, I could have written that lyrics in about 10 seconds, and it's almost like your first draft of a lyric. And could you have not maybe you thought it through, but come up with a bit more detail? But again, they might be just going for that sleaze rock vibe. And to be honest, sleaze rock, if you look at any sleaze rock and read the lyrics, they ain't deep and meaningful, and they're not going to set the world on fire. They're just party songs. They're fun. And maybe that's what they're just trying to get across in it. And if that's the case, they achieved it. And as you said, Andy, it's a memorable hook, and that's what you're looking for. Favorite part for me, I like the solo. I thought the way that they built up, and then launched into solo worked really, really well. Really liked the solo. And again, like you, Andy, I liked the later part of the video. I don't know why they didn't just shoot that video all the way at the end, and then maybe just not have the barrels lit, and then just second part just launch the barrels on fire or something like that, and that would look cool, and use that as a location. And yeah, I agree, it's probably two buildings between the alleyway between a rehearsal studio, because it actually looks very much like the alleyway between Apollo Studios in Hartford. And that's why I had to check where they're from, because I was like, because I shot a video down an alleyway between the two buildings for As Vengeance Falls, and I got them walking down the alleyway, and I was like, I swear that's the same alleyway that we shot the video down. But overall, within that genre, it's a pretty good example of what that sort of bands. The Dirty Mix is another local London band, very similar to that. So if you're into that kind of sleaze rock and roll sort of vibe, it's a good example of it. It's just not something I generally listen to myself very often. So I'm probably a little bit more negative towards that. Kirk.
You certainly need a sense of humor in 2023 if you're playing venomous blues rock. And this band do have a sense of humor. So I enjoyed that video, especially the part played by the female dominatrix.
You'd say
Definitely
that.
get my interest, shall we say, in that video. Beautiful woman, if she's watching. One thing I realize is that I seldom listen to music where the vocals are so easy to identify and you can discern the words. So they were very good at that. It's like those hair metal bands in the 80s. If you actually listen to those songs, they're really good pop songs played by virtuosos, aren't they? I wouldn't call this band virtuosos. Some of those riffs were really poor, almost like pop punk. But that guitar solo was excellent. And I can certainly hear, obviously Guns N' Roses, they're going to be compared to. I could hear bands like Tesla. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
From the 80s. George Lynch, the guitar player. What a guitar player he is. Whitesnake even. So obviously I would not listen to that on a daily basis, but because it's just so far away from the rabbit hole that I seem to have climbed in, listening to really extreme music. When I hear something like that, it's almost refreshing and I can appreciate the songwriting and it's such a simple structure. But I started this by saying you need to have a sense of humor to be playing venomous blues rock in 2023. And you also are going to run out of any options if you're just going to stick to that. How can you possibly target that to somebody under the age of 40 and expect them to like it? That's my one criticism. They're having fun, it's enjoyable, good adrenaline rush to it, but at the same time, come on, that's a chapter of rock and roll history that was closed years ago. And if anyone's doing that type of music now, fair play. You love your AC/DC and Guns N' Roses records. I know those two bands are far apart as well, but it's the type of thing you'll enjoy as a band. I'm not too sure many people who are into heavier forms of guitar music will take that seriously, but hey, they're good at what they do.
Yeah, there's a clear market for it. So bands like The Darkness still go out and play to thousands and thousands of people on tours. So fair play to them. So that is the Rattlebacks and the song Rattleback. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.